Hi there, my name is Kay Moon and I'm a twin flame channel and Western astrologer. And this is a video about the full moon in Pisces 2020 for twin souls happening on September 2nd, 2020, 1:22 a.m. if you happen to be on the eastern seaboard of the United States. This particular full moon is stationed at the 10th degree here of Pisces, opposite the sun, which they always are. But when you've got, um, the sun moon opposition, always, full moons can always really highlight the places where we're out of alignment between heart and soul, or mind and body, or mind and heart. They can really show us the places where we are at odds with ourselves. And this particular full moon is one that is really highlighting for, the twin soul collective, places where our misalignment with ourself is being reflected back to us from our divine counterpart connections, but also with connections and romantic relationships that might be other than our divine counterpart. So if you are spending time at the moment with a soulmate, related by marriage, or you're co-parenting with them, you happen to be divorced, but you're still in one another's lives, or let's say you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend who's not your divine counterpart. This particular full moon is going to reveal for you the places where that particular relationship is also reflecting back. Here's how this is highlighting. It's going to highlight, here's where this isn't working for you. Here's where this isn't serving you. Here's how you need to expand and grow in order to be able to have the kind of romantic partnership, relationship, support with a partner that does serve you, that is a better reflection of who you are. And furthermore, this full moon in Pisces is going to help you complete certain cycles that have compromised you in terms of addictions specifically. So pick your poison: work, sex, alcohol, drugs, sex, drugs, rock and roll, you name it. If there's been something that's been really compromising you, and you've been utilizing it as a coping mechanism or a coping strategy to deal with, a bigger trauma or a bigger pain, this full moon in Pisces will provide some of the impetus and oomph that we all need in order to move past and transcend some of those cycles. Further, this full moon in Pisces speaks really harmoniously to Uranus, and this is really bringing forth the stroke of divine insight that manifests those realizations and those changes that we just talked about. So any kind of clinginess or holding on in ways that really has compromised you, whether it's a codependent relationship or, a codependent, addiction, this full moon in Pisces, if you're willing to do the work to let it go, the universe will meet you more than halfway. So, yeah, that's exciting that this full moon brings that energy of leap and the net will catch you. Sometimes we don't have that. This full moon does pack that punch: leap and the net will catch you. Now, I'm not saying the fall's not going to be hard or scary, but the net will be there. If you're willing to work for it, the universe is willing to meet you. So, I'm going to get into all of the pieces for divine feminine and divine masculine in a moment. But, in honor of this full moon energy, we've actually, the timing worked out to be magically quite perfect. I am going to be hosting a live interview as part of the Tools for Union series with Catherine Woodward Thomas. She's the author of Calling in the One, and she is also the author of Conscious Uncoupling. And both of these New York Times bestselling books have been treatises on the topic of love, becoming love, and how to conduct ourselves in love when, whether we are by ourselves and calling in the one, or whether we are in a place of needing to complete a love relationship with someone in a loving way. We are going to have a conversation specifically about her work called Conscious Uncoupling. It's so many of my clients this year have shared with me, I am really struggling because, I'm in a relationship with a soulmate. I really would like to be with my divine counterpart, and I'm just stuck. I feel stranded in the in between. And so, and I want, my kids to have their other parent in their life. I don't know how to complete this relationship in a way that, honors the love I do feel for my soulmate, because I do care for this person a lot. So, Catherine and I are going to sit down together and unpack these things on September 10th. So, mark your calendar. There will be announcements coming. I will provide a time for you. So just mark your calendar. And if you're new to this channel, this is the moment to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss it. You want to make sure that you join live so that when we get to the Q&A portion, you can actually share your question in the chat. Subscribe and you'll be notified. Hit the notification bell when we go live so that you don't have to catch the replay. Instead, you can watch the live interview. So this tension that I spoke of for divine counterparts is going down. Over here, we've got some fun energy, and I'm using that sarcastically and euphemistically in the sign of Capricorn. It's not fun. We've got this energy in the sign of Capricorn for our divine masculine energies. This energy over here in Capricorn is getting a hard square from this energy in Aries, which this has been an ending and completion energy. This over here is a triggering energy in Aries. And then we've got this energy down here in the sign of Libra. We've got creation goddess and Juno sitting together. I read Juno as divine femme. I read Jupiter as divine masculine. And because they are sitting in these 90-degree angles from one another, the 90-degree angles represent a lot of tension. They highlight for us where the shoe is rubbing up against our skin in ways that's chafing it. They highlight for us the places where, one sleeve is too long. It's like longer than the other. It's like this sweater doesn't exactly fit the way it's supposed to. But the squares also provide us with clarity about what's not working so that we can actually do what's necessary to get into workable positions. For both divine femme and divine masculine, this energy coming to them from the sign of Aries, she's getting it by opposition. He's getting it by square. Neither one of these is harmonious. It is dredging up shadow energy for both. It's forcing both, because of the way Pluto's involved in the mix, to look at fears. Fears of who they are, fears of who the other is, fears they've projected onto the other person, fears about relating and love, because Venus is here, the sign of emotional integrity and coming home to our emotions. And it is also bringing up and stirring up some of our recognition of, wow, this is really where I have participated in how this isn't working. There are some things about our connection that it could work better, but I'm now really getting clear. This is my part in it, and this is what I need to do to at least fix my part. The tension of this can be uncomfortable enough to those who are unconsciously moving along the path, where it can feel like your partner always gets it wrong. It's not them. They're not getting it wrong. They're just going about their path. What's happening is you are recognizing where you need more. And whatever more is for you, maybe you need a more fulfilling career, or maybe you need more connection with friends, or maybe what you need is a better way to express your passions and to step into more of your own creativity. Whatever your version of more is, this full moon in Pisces is going to highlight where you don't have it and where it's time to get to work to make sure it comes forward. This square energy from Mars, Lilith, and Eris to the divine masculine is going to really showcase the places where the structure of life and is not matching up with the self inside. And for the divine feminine, it's going to really highlight where the relationships around you are not a reflection of the truth of who you are and how you love. It's going to show you where there's some ground to cover in getting your life to be and your relationships to be a reflection of the way the love that you've experienced with your counterpart has awakened you. And this full moon is going to reveal to you, both counterparts, a bit of the, how should I put it? It's going to show you all of the coping mechanisms that you have used to deal with where life is shortchanged, where it's not what you need. It's going to show you, yep, I was really unfulfilled with that job for so long, and I just dealt with it by having 3 beers every night after work, or I just dealt with it by having an office to work in and working late and going in early, but I can't now because Corona. So those kinds of things are the things that will reveal themselves at this full moon and give you the opportunity to say, enough, enough, enough. I want more, and I'm willing to do what it takes to have more. There are a ton of super supportive energies that are ushering in the vibration of how you get the more, and the support and what you have to do for more. I cover all of these in the main video for this lunation, the main energy update. So if you're curious about that, go for it, check it out. Twin soul readings will be back in stock, little bits at a time through the website. I know many of you have emailed me and you say, where are they? I can't see them on the site. If you can't see them, it's because they are not available at this time. They are sold out. So no need to email, just keep checking. They become available bits at a time to kind of balance out and continue to provide space for those who are really dedicated to their self-work during the course of this year. Because as you can see, divine feminine sitting here, divine masculine sitting here, they're facing completely different directions, and it was supposed to be this way this year, that they are on very different paths, working different things, even if you're supporting one another. One partner might be working on, a creative project, manifesting a business. The other one might be rebuilding finances. You can support one another without necessarily being facing the same direction. A harmonious window between twins does open up on December 21st, the solstice of this year. And it stays open actually for all of next year, but it's the kind of harmony that only comes forward when you are actively engaged in doing your part of the work, because that harmony is a sextile as opposed to a trine, something that just flows. The sextile energy requires our effort in order to get the benefit. So for those who are like, okay, I really do want to take a look at, between now and the end of the year, what is my work? Definitely book a personal reading. It will prepare you better for what needs to happen in your connection than a twin soul reading would. And it's probably one of the easiest things to it's one of the easiest things that you're going to be able to access through me to get support. The last announcement that I have, because the twin soul reading waiting list it can get really lengthy, just because I'm balancing the two out. The last thing I'll say, talked about Catherine Woodward Thomas. Oh, yes. Thank you. So many of you filled out surveys for me in the last 30 days, and I just wanted to say I appreciate that. Those surveys gave me insight and information to what to provide on the channel, and I deeply appreciate your input and your feedback, and I am diligently at work behind the scenes crafting what you want and what you need. Those of you who are interested in learning how to read astrology with me, I have not been called to teach astrology before, but I am now. So I will be opening up Star School 101 and 102. 201. Star School 101 will cover the basics of astrology, but 201 is going to deep dive into twin flame astrology and how to understand what's going on between you and your counterpart in your connection. So both of them are introductory classes. There's so much I could teach on all of these things, but I'm only going to do like some introductory kind of concepts. Just know that it's coming. And if you want to be the first to know, the best thing to do is subscribe to the private list, subscribe to the channel, so that when these open up, you have the opportunity to join right away, because I will have special gifts for those who sign up right away. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take great care, and bye for now.